Now, keep in mind, even though I started off with the magnetic lasso tool, I could still use that tool to go back and edit these areas that are currently included in the selection that I don't want to be included. However, you might find that there's a different selection tool that would be more beneficial. So like for me personally, I use the lasso tool a lot of the times when I'm trying to fix areas, mainly because with the lasso tool, I only have to be precise on one portion of the selection that I'm making. So follow along with me here as to what I'm referring to. So I don't want this red area inside of this selection because right now it's currently included in the selection. So I'm wanting to subtract this section. Now, again, a mistake that a lot of people make, especially beginners, when they're using these tools and they're subtracting portions, they think they have to be really accurate around the entire area. In other words, they think they have to be accurate along the edge of the sand dollar as well as being accurate along the edge of this marquee that's currently the outside. But with the subtract selection tool, you don't. That's the benefit of this tool. And if I use the lasso tool, remember, I don't have to be as accurate with it because Photoshop will connect the beginning and end for me. So here's a visual on how that would work. So I know that it has to be accurate along the sand dollar because that's where I actually want the marquee edge to be. So I'm going to start outside of this selection. So I'm actually going to start on this red background area first. And then I'm going to click, hold, and drag. And I'm just going to make sure that my cursor is close to the edge of the sand dollar. But then once I get to the stopping point, I'm actually just going to take my tool and I'm going to go way outside here. And the reason is because, remember, the marquee that I'm creating, I'm subtracting that area and I'm subtracting the part of the selection that's inside of it. So that marquee that's actually including part of the red background is what I'm wanting to get rid of. And since I've already created a partial marquee that's including it, and I'm accurate on the edge against the sand dollar, it doesn't matter what I do out here. I can make this thing as big as I want to. There's no relevance to it. Because once I release my mouse, it's automatically going to connect where my cursor is at and then the beginning point. And since the area that I'm actually wanting to remove is already inside of the selection I'm creating, when I release my mouse, it's gone. Here's how it works again. I don't want this red area right here. So I'm going to use my subtract from selection lasso tool. I'm going to start way out here because, again, it doesn't matter what happens out here. It's only when I get along the edge of the sand dollar and then I have to loop back, identifying the part of the marquee that I'm getting rid of. Release my mouse. Okay, so same thing up here. I'm just going to follow along the edge of the sand dollar. So again, it only requires me to be accurate along the edge. Everywhere else, I can do whatever I want to.